Morning, guys. So today we are going to review the types of sentences that we've learned over the past couple of weeks. So we've learned about simple sentences, compound sentences, and complex sentences, and we're going to learn how to tell them apart and just practice identifying them without your cubes. So you guys remember a simple sentence is a single independent clause. It needs a subject and a predicate. The end. What it can't do is start with a dependent, it can't start with a subordinating conjunction. That turns it into a dependent clause. Because the volcano woke up doesn't get to be its own sentence anymore, it leaves us wondering what happened because the volcano woke up. So one more time. A simple sentence is only one clause, but it must be an independent clause. Last week, we learned about compound sentences. Now, compound sentence is made of two clauses, but importantly, it's made of two independent clauses. But you know that we don't ever get to just stick two blue cubes together, and we don't want to just add a comma to separate them either. Just like how you wouldn't say, I like pork, comma, beans. You don't want to say, the cartographer drew a map, the volcano woke up. We need to have a conjunction in between them. And when we're using a fanboy to separate two independent clauses, we need our comma here because it's still separating two independent clauses. This doesn't change it to something else. So, one more time, the reason I made you memorize the fanboys is because only when you use a fanboy to separate your clauses do you need a comma in between the two. Not when you have a subordinating conjunction. So one more time, compound sentence has a fanboy and a comma to separate two independent clauses. And you know they're independent also because if you reverse the clauses, the sentence still means the same thing. The volcano woke up and the cartographer drew a map. And then our complex sentences are the most complicated version. A complex sentence is made of two different kinds of clause because remember, our subordinating conjunction doesn't get to split from the rest of the clause. It's part of this clause here. And there are two ways we can have a complex sentence built. The volcano woke up because the cartographer drew a map. Or, so this has our independent clause first, that could be its own sentence, and our dependent clause second, that couldn't be its own sentence. Or we can flip those and put our dependent clause first and our independent clause second with the comma in between because we don't want to squish our clauses together. They've got to have something there. So one more time, complex sentences if the conjunction's in the middle, they don't get a comma. One more time, if it's not a fanboy, the conjunction in the middle doesn't need a comma. So, simple, compound, complex. Today, you will practice sorting those sentences into their types or deciding if it's just not a sentence, and then you'll have a ticket. Mostly it'll be multiple choice. You're deciding what kind of sentence they are. You are going to be asked to write two sentences, and you are more than welcome to come in and use your blocks to make those sentences. And I will see you guys tomorrow.